Welcome back. This is episode 3 of The Build with Caleb Serong. On the show this week.
I armed a fend off last week. He put me on my backside in our first hit of match sim last week, which I won't forget.
Caution. Approaching red light camera.
Thanks Siri.
In about half an hour, I'll go see my myotherapist to do more fascial releasing. Yeah, you feel it, and it's really special, but it's really hard to kind of replicate that kind of time on time.
Last week it was the wedding. This week it's full systems go as we delve into the intense training loads of an AFL pre-season. Across this episode, I feel you can really hear the exhaustion in Caleb's voice, as he's definitely one to give his all every session, and this podcast will be testament to that. Match sim, wrestling, sauna, ice baths, it's all covered this week as pre-season ramps up to a new level. This is the intimate audio diary of Caleb Serong, told in real time over voice memos, and a series presented to you by Bank West. So we begin bright and early on a Friday morning as we join Caleb in the car on his way into the club. We start as I ask him about some of the new faces to join the Purple over the off-season and how they're slotting into life at Freo.
Morning, Brett. It's currently 6:34am on Friday the 16th of January. We've been back at training for a week now, and I'm on the way to the club now for a big Friday session. So last training session of the week, we've got the weekend off. But yeah, it'll be a big one today. I reckon it'll be the biggest we've had so far.
Caution. Approaching.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry about the car notifications. The boys are dealing with the loads quite well. It's got improvements starting to come out in footy. So you asked about the new guys, which we've got a few this year, which is great. A big impact as well. We've got a couple of senior guys that have come in Mason Cox and Judd McVean, and the draftees are going really well and settling in well. So Mason, to start with, I'll start with the biggest. He's added a lot to our group already. Talk about on field and how impressed everyone's been with his competitiveness, ability to train with real intensity, drive the younger guys around him and really set the standard. But also just off-field, his leadership and his ability to bring a lot of energy to the group, his ability to kind of make people laugh, connect with people, whether it's a staff member, whether it's a player. I've been really, really impressed with his ability just to come in and apply himself to our culture, our environment, and bring his best version of himself. So I think people are going to be really pleased. Fans are going to be really pleased to see what they see from Mason this year, both around the club and the impact he's having on the players, but also on field. I think he's got a real part to play within our team and our season this year, which is great, which is really exciting. And Judd had a little bit of a interrupted pre-Christmas block, just kind of getting his body right. But post-Christmas, since he's come back, great break, 3 weeks over Chrissy to get his body right. And since he's come back, he's hit the ground running. I armed a fend off last week. He put me on my backside in our first hit of match sim last week, which I won't forget. He's looking great. His class and composure behind the ball has been really impressive. Working with Clarkie really closely, and he's going to add a lot to our back half ball movement and our ability to win the ball back and score off that. Really excited about what he's going to be able to do for our footy club this year. The other part with him being a local lad and kind of who he is as well, he's added a lot to our program already as well. He's a great hard-working country kid and just goes about his business, not too much fuss or fanfare, just does what he needs to get done. So, and then the young boys have all been really, really good in terms of coming in and I guess fitting in and learning the ropes of our environment and our culture and the way we want to kind of set the standard and really kind of adding value to that. Obviously, Swady was a high pick and he's come in, he's shown his glimpses, and someone that I've been really impressed with is Tobin Murray. I think he was picked 30-odd, potentially second rounder, but he's obviously a little mature age, 21, 22, played some senior footy, he's got a bigger body, he understands senior footy and what's required of him. Now he's kind of been through a few tough years not getting drafted, and I just think his ability to come in with a really level head, train really well, but understand what's required of an elite professional is something I've been really impressed with, and he can add a lot to our playing group on field in terms of his ability to play the high forward role, get up and down the ground, kind of support someone like Sam Svikowski that if we need another kind of person to fill that role and support him with our running patterns and ability to play that selfless role, he's someone that I think can really play that, and I'm really excited about his development and what he can do, because with these mature age recruits, you're really excited because they're just so hungry and they just want to put their best foot forward and do everything they can to make this opportunity work, which I absolutely love seeing when they come in, and we've had a few of them. I couldn't be more impressed and couldn't speak highly enough of the ones we've had and brought into our system this year. So I'm excited about what they can do, and yeah, that's a good little insight into who we've brought in.
Morning, Brett. It's Saturday morning, 17th of January, 9:30 a.m. Just finished up with a massage. We've had a big week. Our first week back at training, the first kind of 10 days has been pretty big, pretty taxing on the body, pushed hard in the gym, on the track. So we got given the weekend off, which is nice of the high performance and coaching team. I understand we need to prioritise recovery for the weekend. So we booked in a few kind of appointments Saturday morning to kind of look after my body. So I've just had a 90-minute massage with the masseur that I kind of see pretty frequently, which was great. A bit of soft tissue work, full body kind of release, trying to flush out all the muscles. And then in about half an hour, I'll go see my myotherapist to do more fascial releasing and make sure my adductors and hips and pelvis area are all where they need to be after a big week, and they can get pretty sore and kind of wound up. So just making sure I'm moving the way I should. And yeah, after those two, I'll probably go for sauna and ice bath at home. And I reckon after that, my body will be feeling pretty good. So then it's just about hydration and nutrition and making sure that over the weekend I can kind of get moving again, have a bit of a stretch, and then come Monday I'll be ready to go. So just thought I'd give you a bit of an update on we get a weekend off, but it's also not really necessarily a weekend off. It's a weekend to kind of recover and make sure you're getting your body right and you're ready to go come Monday, because you don't often get these couple of days off, so you want to make the most of them and really make sure you're utilising that time to make sure your body's ready to go. Bankwest is about making the big moments happen. For kids, nothing beats that heart-pounding run onto the field, and we're right there with them. From running out as a Bankwest buddy to living the dream as a docker for a day, our partnership has helped thousands of young fans and their families turn game day into an experience they'll never forget.
Hey mates, I had a thought while we were talking earlier about some of the new faces that have joined the club. It got me thinking about how the list has changed and shifted from your first season here to now. You've had lots of coming and goings of different players and different personnel. And when it comes to on-field and that connection, when things are humming and you're in flow state and all the boys are working together, is that something you can feel? And what's it like when you're out there in the middle of a game and things are just flowing exactly as you want them to?
Yeah, that's an interesting question around the team and knowing whether we know when you kind of all click. And at times you can have fleeting moments of it, whether it was a quarter or a game within a season where you kind of like, oh yeah, we're in kind of flow. There we're in sync, and you kind of you feel it, and it's really special, but it's really hard to kind of replicate that kind of time on time or what kind of puts you in that situation. But I think a focus for us always is understanding what our way is and our brand of football, what a Freo game looks like, and then being able to try and get it in that way and understand what we need to do to be able to put the game. We'll make the game look like that and thrive in that kind of game. So understanding our roles individually and the guys' roles around us really deeply is a big part of that. And then being able to kind of understand the game plan and then what the game is throwing at us is another part of that. So that kind of goes into individual and team education around game plan and whatnot, but also playing with each other more often than not is kind of the way to get that. So we've got, over the last couple of years, we've had some really high-profile guys come into the club, like speak about Shea Bolton, Luke Jackson, Jordan Clark, Judd McVie this year. These kind of guys that coming in and playing big roles within our football club and our team, that they need sometimes a little bit of time to understand their teammates, understand our game plan, for their teammates to understand them and the way they like to go about it. And sometimes within that, there can be changes in roles and kind of different kind of situations happening within a game, within a season. So you kind of want to get to that point as quick as you can. So that's why throughout the pre-season, you're grabbing the guys doing extras, making sure you're kind of getting in sync, getting that chemistry going. Yeah, it's one of those ones that you do a lot of work on it, but until you get to round one, you don't really know where you're at. And that's the beauty about the start of the footy season. You can throw up some different things, some unexpected results. Yeah, you can get shown up in areas you thought you were going well in, but until you come up against a full-fledged opposition, you don't really know. So that's the anxiety, the excitement around early in the season. But yeah, we've got a big focus on that. So yeah, having a deep understanding of your role as an individual, but then how that fits into the team, and also how the blokes around you fit into that. So yeah, we're really clear on what it takes.
Get up, Johnson. Get up, Dogger. Keep going, go again. Up. Use. Crack left. Come.
Hey Brett, it's currently 2:15 on 21st of January. It's a Wednesday afternoon from our Wednesday training session, and that's just looking at the car screen. It is 40 degrees. So the last 3 days have been pretty hot in one of our biggest weeks of training. We're building up. Next week will be our biggest, leading into a 4-day break, but this week's massive. As I spoke about in the early episodes, this is a heavy contest, physical day, but a lot of change direction, a lot of wrestling, a lot of physicality, a lot of handball games. So it would be one of the toughest days of the week. It's a great kind of test for everyone to see where we're at in terms of execution and communication, connection under fatigue. Because yeah, everyone's pretty cooked at the moment. Whether it's going into sessions or during sessions, it's tough to back up. This is kind of where the hardest part of pre-season at the moment, and Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so 4 more sessions, and then we're kind of into practice matches, which so training will come down a notch. So we've got 4 more sessions really hit hard, and then you kind of have an understanding once you hit the 4-day break, it kind of goes into a bit more game prep mode, which we'll get into as we get closer. But today we had a great afternoon. We kind of got all our training done in the morning, out on the track, very much a craft focus today on a Wednesday, so a lot of skills, a lot of individual focuses. I did a lot of stoppage work. We did some forward 50 stoppages and then some one-on-one stoppage work, which is tough. Hayden Young was looking great today. And then we did some kicking, some working with the key forwards to make sure our connection's at a high level, and we can keep working on making sure we're getting bang for buck going inside 50. So it's a great day in terms of specific things you want to work on, and then handball games kind of littered in throughout, and then we had our gym and wrestling this afternoon. So yeah, the wrestling's always tough. It's just 45 minutes of pretty much one-on-one wrestling and going your hardest and trying to work the other bloke over, which is great in terms of repeat power, ability to do what we need to do from a physical point of view in game. So there's a lot of benefit and a lot of merit to it, but it's tough. It's 4:30 Friday afternoon, 23rd of Jan. It's end of a monster week. Our biggest week so far. I'm not sure how many Ks we hit today, but it would have been a fair few. Boys are up for it, which is good. We've got one more tomorrow morning. We'll come in and we'll do a bit of a circuit, like a cross-training circuit, maybe some top-up running at the footy club, and then we all have brekkie together. Afterwards, a tie for a great week, so definitely took some steps forward this week. Got really specific with the way we want to play and train. So our defensive profile went up this week, which is great. We got a good bounce from our offense last week, and so this week our defense was a big focus, and we did a great job of kind of adjusting a few things that we weren't doing well last week and implementing this week. So yeah, overall great week, mate. Boys are sore, but boys are training hard and getting better, which is the main thing. So touch base early next week.
Here's what's still to come on this series.
The amount of sacrifice she gives me in terms of throughout the year, listening to me coming home complaining about the football, trying to problem solve, trying to have all the answers, and she's the one that I'm bouncing ideas off. I've got no idea half the stuff I'm talking about, but she pretends like it's the most important thing in the world. It's been great and served me really, really well, but I think it's often quite exhausting as well, and you kind of get to a point where you can only do that for so long before you need to kind of change things up and create a little bit more balance. We usually have a session that's dedicated to kind of our trademark and the history of our football club.